Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live Button Podcast. We're joined once again by Morph because he just never left. So it was really, really awesome that he stuck around for this next episode that we're recording. But we were just talking about YouTube, and we're going to talk today about YouTube versus Twitch. We're going to get into it. This is completely unscripted. This is all bare bones, what we actually think, what Morph thinks, what Dad the Gamer thinks, what I think, and what we're going to do with it. Because YouTube currently is making itself very, very appealing to a lot of people. And there are pros and there are cons to YouTube. I've seen a ton of Morph's TikToks and a ton of my TikToks that have been like, hey, by the way, YouTube is not perfect either. YouTube has its own stuff. YouTube has its stuff that's going on. But on paper, YouTube looks real good right now. And I mean, on every bit of the content creation platform. And I think the best thing about YouTube is that it's becoming a one-stop shop for monetization and for all your content, short form, long form, and streaming. If you can do it all on one platform and never need to go anywhere else to be found by anyone, dude, unbelievable. So Morph, what are your thoughts on this? Dad the Gamer and I were talking about this earlier today, and it's kind of one of those things where we're not that we're asking the question seriously, but I know that we talked about this a little bit and we're all curious. Maybe YouTube. What do you think?
I would love that. Imagine the idea of just doing stuff in one place. Like, you make a live stream, you take clips from that live stream, and it's automatically a YouTube short, you know? And then maybe you have a longer segment where you can use it as edited down to make it a longer form video or something like that. Like, the idea of not having to make constant posts on 4 other platforms is insane to me. And like, everything is monetized in the same place.
Yes.
It's
yes.
One of my favorite things about YouTube too was scheduling live streams, making thumbnails for live streams, and on your channel page there you have a section for upcoming live streams with thumbnails just like your videos, so people can see it and they had a notification for that live stream. It's perfect.
See, listen, I was literally in the middle of canceling my Twitch affiliate contract right now to switch to YouTube. until you mentioned, you know, the fact that I have to create a damn thumbnail for every single live stream. Now, you know, I'm sticking to Twitch. No, man, I literally, you know, I just had a video come out a couple weeks ago, you know, talking about this particular thing. You know, the last probably, you know, what, 6 weeks, 8 weeks or so, everyone's like, you know, you see it on TikTok and social media, it's like, I'm going to YouTube, and one, I make it very clear, right? Like, if you're having issues growing on Twitch, make no mistake about it, you will still have issues growing on YouTube. Like, it's not going to fix your problems, all right? But if you're somebody who is kind of figured some stuff out and you're able to grow your social media accounts and you're able to bring people over from social media onto your Twitch, then you know what? Yeah, it's very appealing. It is very, very appealing. I was talking to Pastorgainz before we brought Morph on. You know, for somebody like me who I rely a lot of my content, especially on YouTube, is my gameplay clips. Right now, YouTube does not have the ability to clip something yet. It's you know, live in the live stream, right? But I'm telling you, as soon as that becomes available, as soon as you're able to clip things, that becomes very appealing to be able to, for me to press a button. And for me to pre-fill, let's say, for example, I'm playing Call of Duty Warzone, and for me to pre-fill all the tags, the title, everything, and then for it instantly to become a short and to all of a sudden drive people into my live stream from the short. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be incredible, right? I mean, it's going to be very hard to keep people on Twitch. Now, I will say this in Twitch's defense, Twitch has a lot in their platform built out. More than YouTube, especially for the live streaming portion, right? All the features, you know, whatever, emotes, all the cool things that people love about Twitch, a lot of that is not on YouTube. YouTube is very much still a very raw streaming platform in terms of, hey, you know what? I'm just here to stream. There's a donation page, there's a sub page, and give me your money, and that's really it, right? And here's my long form content. That's basically kind of what YouTube is right now. Now, you know, we all know that they're improving and they're going to get there one day, probably very soon, faster than what people like. I'm curious on what you guys' thoughts are in terms of people transitioning, you know, from Twitch to YouTube, what that audience is, who should right now be considering going from Twitch to YouTube, because once again, I mean, three of us here, we've grown quite a bit, and it's something that I think about on a consistent basis, but I'm not too sure about, should I make that switch?
Mm-hmm.
If you're serious about going forward with content creation, streaming, then you have to get on YouTube. If you are someone who is, as Harris Heller just had a video that came out the other day. I don't know when this is gonna air, but he said that, you know, as someone who's a streamer is usually not interested in being a content creator. They just want to play video games and get paid.
Yeah, I saw this video. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if that's you, you're going to have a hard time on YouTube because there's so much more that's involved. And I would think seriously about whether or not it's the right move for you, because YouTube gaming is not where Twitch gaming is. YouTube as a platform is a beast, but YouTube gaming is behind, as TheDadTheGamer was saying, it's behind Twitch, and you don't have discoverability. I went over there I left Twitch and went over to YouTube in the summer of 2021. And I was averaging maybe 25 or so people at Twitch at the time. For the first month, I had 5 people if I was lucky, you know? Yeah. And by the end of the 3 months, I was up to like 9 or 10. And I'm just like, this isn't working. So I went back to Twitch. It's difficult. It's a difficult move.
Dude, and that's what's super crazy. And there's 2 things I want to mention here. The first thing is, Dad, you were talking about the Clip It feature and how they don't have it yet. If YouTube has proven anything, is that they are going to.
100%.
They are going to.
Absolutely.
They are intensely marketing their platform to be the place to be. And they want streamers to come to YouTube. They want to be the gaming platform. They want to be the short form content platform. So they are going to change the things that people want them to change to get people to go to the platform. That's number one. And first off, separate rant entirely. Twitch revealed nothing at TwitchCon for the next year, for 2023. There was nothing
crazy.
There was, hey, welcome to TwitchCon. That was it. There was no new features scheduled or talked about or put out at TwitchCon to get people excited to stream on Twitch. While Twitch was happening, YouTube Shorts was like, by the way, you can make money off your shorts now, which threatens not only the TikTok creator fund, which sucks, but also people wanting to be on Twitch. Because if you can, like, dude, like you said, if you can sit there and you can live stream and turn that live stream into long form content and turn that long form content into a short with a press of a button, bro, you are making it real hard to want to be anywhere else.
I think
right now where Twitch is it is you stream, you download your VOD, you then put your VOD into a video editing software, you chop it up, you make long form content out of that, but then you have to chop it up even further to make short form content out of that. It's just it's a mess comparatively.
Yeah, I think we're filming this today, October 20th, right? And over the last 2 months, Twitch has had some some turbulence here. You know, it's been up and down, and they've been blasted in social media a lot from a lot of their creators for various reasons, right? Ads, TwitchCon and the lack of features, right? But well, we talked about this offline a little bit. The Twitch is obviously owned by Amazon. When does Amazon just say, I'm tired of Twitch, and you guys' revenue for all of Amazon altogether is pennies to the dollar, really? It's 2.3 billion, but Amazon is Amazon. We know what Amazon is. And Twitch as a whole, 10 million people always complaining about something. When does Amazon say, you know what, I'm done with Twitch, I don't care about it? Which I don't want to say they're at that point now, but sometimes it kind of feels that way, where they're like, I don't know, you got to see, we hired a CEO, pay you guys figure it out. I don't really care about what you guys want to do. And at this point, sometimes it feels like Twitch as a whole is kind of in this like, hey, you know what? Amazon doesn't care about us because we only bring in, pennies to the dollar of what they're actually generating versus, YouTube as a whole is such, Morph talked about it, such a beast, and they care so much, and they put so much effort into generating, views and putting out your content. I mean, it takes a long time to grind for your content to be put out to the right people, but YouTube really does care about their creators, and it's been public about that. You know, you have some big names in the past year that have switched from Twitch to YouTube, and I think that's kind of like what makes it kind of sexy, right? Like people that see these big announcements. Tim the Tatman, right? Tim the Tatman went from Twitch to YouTube, but I mean, once again, I mean, Tim the Tatman has millions of followers. He can go stream literally wherever he wants, and they're gonna follow wherever. He can make his own platform, and he's still gonna have 25,000 people in his stream, right? But you know, it's all these big creators, they came out and they said, hey, you know what? The biggest thing that you know made me jump from YouTube is YouTube showed an interest. Like Twitch, they didn't care. Like, you know, YouTube, they came out and they said, hey, you know what? We're willing to offer you this, this, and this. And they said, well, you know, I'm thinking about going to, Twitch. And they're like, hey, you know what? Let's have a conversation still. Versus the opposite, when they were at Twitch, it was like, hey, you know what? I'm having a conversation with YouTube. And then Twitch was just like, all right, cool, man. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It was Ludwig. It was Ludwig that happened to. Ludwig was like, hey, Twitch, I'm being offered all this money over here to go to YouTube. And Ludwig was one of Twitch's biggest creators ever. Yeah. And Twitch was like, all right, bye. And Ludwig was like, what do you mean bye? Like, what? So it's very obvious. And guys, we're going to crap on Twitch a lot in this episode, I feel. And I don't want you guys to take it as like, we're all leaving Twitch immediately.
No, 100%.
But it's one of those things too, where it's like, we can't not turn a blind eye to the things that we see on a regular basis happening on Twitch. Like, you just can't. It's the factual evidence of things going on Twitch. How long can we ignore them before YouTube is like, by the way, like, we love you as a person? You know?
Yeah.
I would like to put a disclaimer out there. If by the time this airs, I've been made Twitch partner, I disavow this entire podcast, the entire thing.
Yeah, we'll
edit it out.
Podcasting after
the day that I make Twitch partner, you will release it.
Yeah, we have to redact everything in this podcast after you get Twitch partner. It's just that'd be the worst. But yeah, man,
here's Morph. Have a good night.
Yeah. All right, guys, he's Twitch partner now. You can find Dad the Gamer now over at youtube.com/DadTheGamer and Pastorgainz. But yeah, man, like it's crazy.
It is. So one thing I wanted to say, going back to what you were saying earlier, Dad the Gamer, like, when would Amazon maybe cut ties? So the way I see that, Amazon bought Twitch for $1 billion, like, oh gosh, 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And they bought them like any other big company buys. They saw a way to add something to their portfolio of what they do. And for Amazon, Twitch has a treasure trove of people who had prime age to be lifelong customers of Amazon. That's why they added Amazon Prime, because it convinced more streamers to get Amazon Prime, which they will then have forever. Plus, you have all that data, and data is king in business. So it was a very specific reason why they bought Twitch. When Twitch's problems, either their lack of ability to generate revenue, their bad press, whenever those things become more of a liability than what Amazon is getting out of them, they're going to cut bait. They won't close Twitch because they paid $1 billion for them, but still haven't recouped their investment.
No, not at all.
They'll sell them to somebody.
Bro, here's my ideal situation. I've been thinking about this for the last like 2.5 months. Here's what I want, okay? And I want you guys to agree with me, because this is the correct plan of action, okay? I want Amazon to sell Twitch, but I want Discord to buy Twitch. That's what I want, because I feel like that would be a really, really good pairing. And Discord, I feel like, is a small enough company that it would, I say small company in quotes, they're massive, but it's like, it's a small enough company to where they would really care about the platform and tend it and kind of really put a lot into it to then get it to the place that it needs to be. And Discord has been known for gaming and for, you know, everything forever. So, and every single streamer knows what Discord is. I feel like that would be the best thing to happen to Twitch, is that if it was bought by Discord. What, like, can we get an amen on that? Like, can you give me your thoughts, Morph? Because I feel like you're mulling something over there, and I feel like you're thinking about it.
I'm mulling over a crazy idea. What if Google bought Twitch?
Bro, and then
merge the platform.
Oh,
bro, what a confusing slap in the face that would be.
Yeah, that would be tough. Now all of a sudden everyone's on YouTube. I mean, they just shut down Twitch like that, right?
They they would literally monopolize the entire market.
Yeah. That would be nuts. I mean, look, it's Morph talked about what the reason, who knows the actual reasons why they bought Twitch, but 100% Amazon Prime makes sense for why they bought Twitch, right? But I just Googled, the revenue for Amazon last year was $470 billion. The revenue for Twitch was $2.3 billion. All right.
It's like $20.
Literally. Yeah. It's literally nothing. And they have the issues of 10 million people always wanting something from the platform and always calling out Twitch and Amazon. And so, my thinking, like I said, is kind of like, when does Amazon is like, yo, I'm getting sick of this. It's, it's whatever. It's a bunch of Gen Zs running around and they complaining, even though I'm 37 years old and we're all up there in age. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, what point does what point does Twitch say, you know what, this is not worth it anymore. And, I'm ready to bail on it. And once again, the last few months, Twitch has gotten a lot of bad press, and you see it all over TikTok where people are talking about, I'm gonna go move to YouTube, and I'm gonna move to YouTube, right?
No, you're not.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. Is look, I mean, I'm at almost 2,900 followers on Twitch. Most streams, if I stream, 4 or 5 hours, I can average 30, 35 a stream, right? I guarantee you, if I move to YouTube, I will average 5 to 8 viewers a stream for probably a month to 2 months, right? You need to have a level of expectation of, if you're going to move platforms. Yeah, you know what? A percentage of your community will go over because they thoroughly enjoy you and they enjoy your content. But a majority of them are not going to go follow you. They're not going to go go on YouTube. How many people on YouTube have their credit card linked to their YouTube, right? To be able to gift subs, and which, by the way, YouTube just came out with that a few months ago. So they're still catching up to Twitch, right? But how many people have their credit card linked to YouTube, right? How many people know even how to subscribe and give money to a YouTube that from Twitch to YouTube? Not a lot of people. So that's gonna stop people from following you. They're gonna be like, whatever, I'll catch his VODs or something like that on YouTube. It's been awesome knowing you.
Yeah,
that's the problem. So like a year or so ago, I discovered Gilded, which is a competitor to Discord.
I know what that is.
I tried it out, loved it much better than I liked Discord. Made my community over there. No one came over because they're on Discord. All of the servers they follow are on Discord. It's the same with Twitch. All people that watch streamers, all the streamers they watch are on Twitch. They're going to spend their time on
Twitch. They're not
going to follow you to YouTube.
Yes. And dude, I did a stream where I talked about this for 3 hours, and I ranted about this for 3 hours, and I put a ton of TikToks out. And Morph, you were even commenting like, yo, who hurt you, dude? Like, are you good? Like, is everything okay? Like, why are you raging out so much? And it's because I've been there. Like, I've been there. I left Mixer when Mixer died. I started over on a brand new platform that everybody was already on. Dude, you're not going over to a massive chat and discoverability on YouTube. You're going over to more work than you put in on Twitch. I guarantee you, because we talked about this in the last episode. If you even want people to watch your live streams that aren't already in your community, you have to have a great title and a great thumbnail, because that is what your search engine is going to pick up on YouTube. You have to have all these extra things to be successful on YouTube. And I ranted about this a little bit on my stream, was like, the people who have left Twitch and have gone to YouTube have already had an established YouTube audience. They are different type of content creators than you see on Twitch. And now I'm not going to sit here and be like, Twitch content creators are not good. There are a lot of amazing Twitch content creators, but there's a different breed of person that can grow a YouTube channel with long form, short form, and live streaming content in one place than you see just on Twitch, in my personal opinion.
I agree. And I think that's the thing that people overlook. They always talk about the money as the biggest thing that's stopping them, but I think they forget, even though YouTube is bringing in all of the same monetization tools that YouTube has, who's going to pay you?
Yep.
No one's going to be there.
100%.
You're going to be all by yourself.
I really feel like
such a
so
lonely
many
chat.
people, I feel like so many people just think that they're just going to switch over to YouTube and all of a sudden they're just, that there's going to be 1,000 people coming in and all their problems are going to be solved, you know, and that is not the case. Like, you know, I cannot stress that enough. Like, listen, I have 75 subs on YouTube, right? And once again, 2,800, almost 2,900 followers on Twitch. I 100% I will struggle if I make the move from Twitch to YouTube. Now, I think that you know, moving to YouTube is kind of everybody's ultimate goal, just because once again we've talked about it, it's having all your content in one place, right? I don't have to worry about I'm live streaming here and whatever, long form content, all that stuff, right? It's just everything's being driven into one area. But I mean, Pastorgainz talked about this. It takes so much work. Talk about going live. You have to create a thumbnail. Your thumbnail is the most important thing to getting people into your your live stream, right? Creating a thumbnail sucks. We talked about that last episode. Like, I hate creating thumbnails. Think about that every single live stream. You got to create an engaging thumbnail and an engaging title, which is, you know, just a stream title from Twitch. So same thing, right? But an engaging thumbnail. Twitch, you don't have to worry about a thumbnail. You worry about your title, your notification alerts, and, you know, you're good to go. And so I think so many people, they just look at YouTube and they just think that they're going to go all of a sudden over there. And once again, we talked about this, your community, most of your community is not going to follow you over there. Now, there's going to be some people, I already know there's going to be people in the comment section saying, well, no, that's not true. I had, you know, so many community members follow me. Awesome. I'm telling you right now, majority of people are not going to follow you over. You're talking about more who did try that, right? And I know Pastorgainz, you actually did very recently, like probably in the last 2 months, you did a live stream on YouTube, right? How did that go for you?
Yeah. So overall, and this is where things are like really, really crazy. I had to preface my community for weeks, like, hey, we're going to do a YouTube live stream. We're going to figure out like what's happening on YouTube that makes it so wonderful. Now, granted, disclaimer, I did it one time recently. That was my test, just to see what would happen. I made a thumbnail. I had a title. The people from my community on Twitch knew that I was streaming that night on YouTube. They are the ones that came. There was not one new person that came from YouTube to check out my stream. Just because you go to YouTube doesn't mean that people are anxiously waiting for you to start streaming or creating your content. If you have a low subscriber count, it's just like having zero discoverability on Twitch that everyone's so mad about. Like, and when we talked about this last time, like Twitch has discoverability. It's just not as much as we want it to be. Like the recommended channel is discoverability. I can't do anything about that to get people in my stream from Twitch. Like, I don't know how that works, but overall, the actual experience of streaming on YouTube, because I use Streamlabs, was no different for me than it is streaming on Twitch. I will say my viewers really, really, really enjoyed the experience viewing on YouTube because everything was almost immediate from when I would say something. There was no delay. It was just a viewer-friendly experience. But like we've talked about off stream a little bit, YouTube is not there yet. But when yet arrives, it's going to be hella dangerous against Twitch, because as soon as YouTube gets things like the clip it button and things that allow you to have almost an identical viewing experience as you would on Twitch, that is when I really feel like a lot of people are going to be like, all right, there's no point to stay on Twitch anymore, because YouTube has every monetization option humanly possible, from subs to gifted subs to monetize VODs to monetize long form content to monetize short form content, whereas Twitch has subs and gifted subs, and that's how people have always gotten the revenue. So eventually, and it's not yet, quote me on this, it's not yet, eventually YouTube will be unstoppable in the streaming world.
And there are 2 points I'm going to make. One is about the sub comment you just made. So on Twitch, it's all about subs. You need subs. You need subs. On YouTube, subs are a distant second to ad revenue, which is it will blow people's minds when they try to transfer from like, oh my god, I get it subs. No, you don't. Like it's ad revenue. It's ad revenue.
Having viewers.
Exactly. The other point I wanted to make is you were talking about the number of subs you have in your live streams. So Harris Heller, his private channel, which he is the one he streams on YouTube. He's got 83,000 subscribers to his the Harris Heller channel. His YouTube live streams are always under 500 people.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to make the point is, your long form content doesn't translate to your stream count on YouTube either. People that like your long form, sometimes they just want to watch your long form. They don't care about listening to you babble about something on your stream. The same way that people on TikTok might not care about watching your Twitch stream because they don't want to watch you sit there like that for 4 hours.
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean,
you have to talk when you stream. That's so weird, dude. What is that?
I thought I'd just go drop 20 bomb kills and ignore
You
chat.
mean hit a light pole as you're parachuting
Oh,
down?
hold on a second. Whoa. No, Morph hit on Harris Heller. I mean, if you're talking about Harris Heller, who's, so many people learn streaming from this man, and he has amazing long form content. If he's averaging, which is 500 views, is still obviously incredible. But I mean, if he's averaging 500 views with 83,000 subs, like think about that for a second. That is insane, right? But now, obviously, all of his revenue is from, I won't say all of it, but a majority of his revenue is from his long form content. Twitch, you can. I don't want to say you can get away. Twitch, you can get away with not producing long form content, right? Twitch, you can get away with, hey, you know what? I just want to stream and then create my, get my clips, and I post it to TikTok and post it to YouTube and try to get people over into my stream, right? But I really feel like on YouTube, you can't necessarily get away with just streaming and ignoring long form content. If you really want to grow on YouTube, you need to be able to, Pastorgainz talked about it. Do the triple threat, do the live streaming, the short form, and the long form content all together. But I really feel like a lot of people aren't prepared for how much work that is going to take. I mean, once again, every time you go live, guess what? You got to do a thumbnail. Now, guess what? You just ended your stream. Now, guess what? Now you need to go create long form content, because you can't just keep your VOD up there. You got to go, you got to make something, some kind of maybe a 5-minute little clip of you, in a game. You gotta chop that up and make that into long form content. Now you gotta do another thumbnail for that. Oh, now you gotta cut up shorts, right? So, it's a lot of work that goes into being just on YouTube versus being just on Twitch, that I don't think people are necessarily prepared for. A lot of people, I'm one of those people. I'm very comfortable on Twitch. I've had success so far on Twitch, and it scares the daylight out of me to move to YouTube. I mean, at least right now or in the foreseeable future. Once again, I think that is my goal, and I think that's a lot of people's goal, but it's so far into the future, and a lot of things have to go wrong with Twitch for me to be able to pull that trigger, and for a lot of people to pull that trigger. But it's something, that I keep an eye on. YouTube is always changing things, and it's like, hey, you know what? That's pretty cool. That one's pretty cool too. But once again, I mean, I'm not there. I mean, full-time job, dad, husband, I got a lot going on. I can't produce enough long form content right now for me to generate those viewers into my live stream right now. It's just not in my cards.
I would say Pastorgainz is, I would think you're thinking the prospect of going from Twitch to YouTube and starting over again.
Dude, oh my God.
Like, no.
Dude,
no.
Yeah, right.
Real talk. That is hands down the main reason I don't want to go to YouTube. I know exactly what it was like. I left a Mixer with like 900 followers on Mixer after a year of being on Mixer, and I came to Twitch to 50 followers and 8 people in my live stream. Like, it was not a glorious experience. It was a completely different, way of doing things. It was like, going over to YouTube is super, super daunting. And if you're worried about subscriber numbers, like matching up with your follower count on YouTube, like those are vanity numbers anyway at this point, because YouTube is now kind of made it a point where like you could have all the subscribers in the world, but if your content is bad, it's only going to get pushed out to a few hundred of them before it kind of peters out and doesn't get any more views. So, I would say that I don't want to move over from Twitch to YouTube because my Twitch follower count is way higher than it is on YouTube. But if I had it comfortingly, or if that's even a word, it provides me comfort knowing that if I was to go over to YouTube and I would have the same subscriber count as I do on Twitch, it would feel like I wasn't even really moving. It would just feel like I'm moving into something else that I'm doing in this massive content creation machine that I'm trying to um, make move. You know what I mean? So like, let's say part of your machine stops working. Let's say Twitch goes under, or like Twitch becomes a place where morally, like I can't be associated with it anymore from all the scandal and craziness that's happening on it. But I have 1,400 followers on Twitch. And what if I have like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube? That move seems like a no-brainer. It seems like you're just moving into another family or moving into another place where like you're already doing stuff. And I think that's the plan, is like, be prepared, but don't necessarily jump unless you ultimately have to, right? Like,
Right.
you just don't, like, do what you have to do, create content everywhere, get your follower counts and your subscriber counts all up all over the place. So if something fails or if something falls off the rails, you can fall back onto the 4 other platforms that you're already on.
Hey, you know what? TikTok, you know?
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Stream on TikTok, man.
My mindset on YouTube, if I was ever to make switch back to there, and again, Twitch, if you've made me partner by the time this airs, I'm kidding.
Redacted.
So I stream 3 or so days a week on Twitch. If I was ever going to make a move full time to YouTube, I'm streaming maybe once a week. My focus is long form and shorts.
Yes.
And I will stream occasionally because we think of it right now as, oh my God, I got to YouTube and stream. No, Twitch, you have to stream because there's literally nothing else to do. On YouTube, because live streaming is not the big thing that they do. You're going to grow far more from shorts and long form content than your streams. So you kind of have to change your mindset about how you're going to grow. If you go to YouTube and you only stream, you are going to grow very slowly because they just right now do not have enough people to support the number of people that are, say, on Twitch.
Yeah.
They don't. Not enough viewers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's it's you just, once again, I mean, Twitch is a live streaming, Morph just said it. Twitch is a live streaming platform. There is nothing else on there, right? Not saying that's good or bad, but like if you just care about live streaming, creating shorts, etc., like stay on Twitch, but don't, I see, and I've heard it so much over the last couple of weeks and a month or whatever. Oh, YouTube. It's like, man, if you got, like once again, I mean, 7,300 followers, 2,900 followers on Twitch, 7,900 on TikTok, 575 on YouTube. It is not appealing to me. Like I'm deathly afraid to make that move because I'm very comfortable on Twitch. I'm making, I've made this, I'm making enough money on Twitch to where my wife allows me to at 10:45 on a Thursday for me to sit down and do a podcast, right? Because I've kind of proven my results. If I make the move to YouTube, I guarantee you most of that goes away. And, now people are like, my wife's like, what happened, right?
Maybe did you fail? Like what's going on?
Right. And now maybe a year down the road, 2 years down the road, things kind of grow, right? But people want results, especially if you're making some kind of drastic move where you're moving your live streaming platform to another platform. You're doing it for a reason, and you want results kind of right away, right? You're not ready, especially if you were having success on Twitch, right? Imagine you were averaging 35 viewers a stream, and now you switch to YouTube, and now you're averaging 5. That is demoralizing. You're like, what did I just do?
Yeah. To give you an example of the difference in viewership you'll have, here's 3 of the top categories that are live right at this moment on Twitch. You have Dota 2 with 340,000 on Twitch. On YouTube, there's 47,000 people watching it. Grand Theft Auto has 200,000 people watching on Twitch and 18,000 watching on YouTube. And Minecraft has 36,000 watching on Twitch and 16,000 watching on YouTube.
That's wild, dude.
Just are not enough people watching.
100%.
Yeah, there's not enough viewers per streamer on YouTube, and that's why like the people who get paid to go to YouTube, the big streamers that get paid to go to YouTube, they're not going because there's a massive audience over there. They're going to bring people to YouTube so that YouTube can have audience members to watch streamers. And you also got to remember, like people that are getting paid to stream on YouTube in their contracts are getting more money than God. Like they are getting so
100%.
much money to stream on YouTube to help YouTube bring an audience to watch anyone else who wants to stream on YouTube. That's just what's happening, man. Like it's just the nature of the beast.
And if you want to know why YouTube doesn't make more plays to make monetization easier to have so everybody from Twitch floods over, 50% of the watch hours on Twitch are from the top 1,000 streamers.
Yeah.
Right. So YouTube, if they're smart, and I'm assuming they are, they're just going after them. Yeah. They're just going after them. They want to take that, and then it leaves Twitch with more than 9.5 million people that make up the rest, which is not a good scenario for Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, you know, I'm just waiting for YouTube to start, you know, poaching the affiliates. You know, once they started poaching the affiliates, I'm hoping my name's gonna be on that list. And listen, I'll go Sonic. Throw me some money at me, you know. I'll bring my
affiliate program, bro. YouTube affiliates in 2023, man. I'm telling you.
I'll get a call from YouTube. Yeah, we want to give you a $20 gift certificate and a gift card to Subway.
Bring your whole whopping 2,900 followers our way, and you know
oh my gosh,
we'll throw in free viewing for a month or something.
What a nightmare! Oh my gosh!
You know what's crazy though? They didn't recruit Harris Heller.
No, he just went, and he took
150,000
pay decrease.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he went over to YouTube. That is a ridiculous amount of money.
We're not getting an offer.
Well, Dad the Gamer might with his perfect TikTok algorithm that he's kind of worked together with his hook and his gameplay. But dude, it is crazy. Overall, like the jump to another platform, A, not easy. B, it's not going to solve your problems. And C, it's actually going to give you more. It's going to give you more problems than you left Twitch with because you have to do more stuff. So
but I'll caveat with that. All right, if you are somebody like, say for example, I Pastorgainz. I envy Pastorgainz because he's pumping out a bunch of long form content and he's in that grind, right? If you're somebody who can produce 1 to 2 long form contents a week, 3 to 5 shorts a day, and be able to still live stream. I mean, look, it's going to be a rough move, right? If you're not somebody who's a massive streamer, right? If you're your average Twitch affiliate, it'll be a rough transition. But I mean, I really think, over the course of, depending on how much work you're putting in, it's going to be beneficial for you. But once again, I mean, that's far and few between. Most people are not able to produce enough short form content, let alone long form content, to be able to drive people into their live stream on a consistent basis. Hence why, they're going to stream on Twitch. Hence people like me. I'm streaming on Twitch because I can produce short form content. I can produce a good quality stream. I can't produce enough long form content right now for me to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to go on YouTube.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's just, like I said, I mean, it's not the answer to your problems yet, but it could be. It could be at some point. And I think that all streamers on Twitch need to really be open to the fact that, like, not even necessarily you need to get ready to move to YouTube, but start small. Make some shorts. Make some shorts. Maybe make 1 long form content video every 2 weeks. Get your feet wet in the process, because eventually, if you stay in the game long enough, YouTube becomes part of the equation, and it should become part of the equation for different forms of content than just streaming. I mean, if anybody is in this game long enough, you're going to have to learn how to have a YouTube channel, how to engage different audiences on different platforms, what different platforms need from you as the creator. It's all part of it. So, like, yes, I'm streaming on Twitch. Morph is streaming on Twitch. Dad is streaming on Twitch. We are going to be streaming on Twitch for a very long time until something horrific happens or we absolutely have to move, but we're open to it. We're open to it. We're not shut off from the idea.
Yeah. Honestly, even if I made a move over to YouTube, I will still stream on Twitch 1 day a week or something like that, because I still like, even though they have problems, I still like the platform. And like you said, Pastorgainz, until it becomes morally impossible for me to stay here, I will stream here because it's a good platform to stream on.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Once again, thank you for sticking around for a second episode. This was just very much kind of a whim. We were just having a discussion, and we kind of just said, hey, you know what, let's do another episode. So thank you, Morph. Morph, once again, your chance, you got the floor. Tell them where you can find you. Tell them what you're about. It's all you.
You can find me everywhere. I assume they're putting links down below or above, or
we'll put links everywhere where they go.
You can find me on twitch.tv/MorphGames and youtube.com/morph, the primary platforms. If you are in the streaming or content creation, you need some help, just reach out. Let me know. I'll help you.
Love it.
All right. Hey, thank you for listening, everybody, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.